Took my love, then gave it back. It's yours to leave, but it won't. But I never really knew that it was over.
Hey everybody, welcome. Welcome back to, this is like part 4, I think, maybe part 5 of working on these Prism enhancements. My music is too loud. Whenever I can't hear myself think, that's how I know it's too loud. That's better. Okay, so what are we working on today? So today we're back into looking at Prism enhancements we started on last couple times. So, hey John. John says hello, or hola. Hola, John. That's my Canadian Spanish. That's as far as I go. I'm going to bring up the original enhancement here on, just muck around with this a little bit. So this is the enhancement we're working on. It's an enhancement to Prism to allow deep link navigation into subpages of a tab. So we've worked through creating some POC work. We had a nice workaround. We're going to build out the POC a little further today. So I'm just going to start by reviewing what we did last time. So last time we went through some of Dan's notes. I think I only got to the first point and then I just kind of went on a tangent. So we'll look at this a little further. Where we left things. Using the workaround style URL, so the URL that I had defined, using the item detail page, using the slash crashes when we try and navigate to it. Sometimes those songs just rub me the wrong way. So there's our exception. Same thing when we do dynamically created tabs. URL parsing within page navigation system. Service does not account for pipe being present within the selected tab parameter. Okay, interesting. And fails to select a tab and do any further navigation. So this is really where we want to get to. We want this to work. Same scenario as above, but with statically created. Navigation logic / indicates new navigation segment, not a continuation of the existing segment. This is what Brian had mentioned. He opens a new modal page. Create a tab that wraps a page in a navigation page. Simply denote this in nested hierarchy using the pipe character. Right, we know that. So we can use that same concept. We're going to use that same concept in selected tab. Although I don't think that's the pipe there. Okay, anyways. Where are the unit tests? I did, under our action items, I did some of this legwork. They're just kind of in a folder that I didn't really expect, so they're actually pretty easy to find. So that's actually going to be our starting point today, I think. How do we want to structure navigation segments delimiters? So this is basically where, this is the thought on where we're going to head. So this is what I'm going to work on. Next session, write unit tests. Yeah, that's our starting point. We'll just start with unit for now. Not sure how far we'll get on UI. If anybody's been paying attention and is paying attention to my shirt, there is a big PR coming. Jerome from the Uno team, Uno platform team, has a huge PR. It's like 5,000 lines of change on the Prism library to have Prism work with the Uno platform. So that's massive, 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 massive. Okay, so I'm not going to deal with UI because Jerome's tests have some UI tests in them, and I'm going to wait for those to come through before I touch anything on UI tests. Okay, so we're going to start off by writing tests. So writing tests, first thing, we'll hop over to, I've got the tests open in Rider here. Let me know what you think of my theme. So I went and did I watched some of Kim Philpott's. John is also looking forward to seeing Jerome's PR go through. Hey, John, I noticed you were on on Dan's stream. Hey, Dan. So dark, so very, very dark. Yeah, so I watched Kim Philpott's stream, and I went, huh, that's interesting. And one of the other things is Kim keeps his font big enough that when I look at it on my iPad, I can still read it pretty well. So I'm going to try and see how that works. Let me know what you think, people who are watching. My dark theme and some brighter colors and really, really big. So I basically dropped this to I dropped this. I'll show you what I'm doing here. I've got this all the way dialed down to the largest DPI possible, or least DPI. Looks like 1024 or 640. So that's to make it readable from tablets and maybe phones if you're watching on your phone. Yeah, I like dark theme too, particularly since I tend to work at the edges of the day a lot, early morning and late at night. So dark is good for that. Okay, so Dan, I found your unit tests. I couldn't find them last time. And I think the reason why I couldn't find them is because, first of all, I didn't look hard enough. And second, I was kind of looking for, I don't know why I wasn't looking for XUnit. I was looking for NUnit attributes and just kind of buzzed over this and didn't notice there was actually tests in here. All right, so I am going to start by looking at what's here. Let's figure out how this is all held together. I'm going to try viewing this in presentation mode. I can't quite remember. There's a keyboard shortcut for that. View appearance. Preferences appearance. View appearance. Enter presentation mode. Oh! Now it's to the point where it's too big. Let's see if I can back off a little bit. It's too much again. I think this will do. Okay. Let's take a look through this. Of course, it navigated me to the wrong file, so I want to go to navigation, page navigation service fixture. So what do we have in here? So we've got a container, some mock. I knew there were tests somewhere, I just couldn't see them last time. There's an important thing I didn't get to. Unit testing in particular requires beer. So today I'm drinking it's from Salter Street, another Toronto brewery. This is the Riverside Copper Pilsner. I don't know how much I'd call it a Pilsner. It's good though. I'd call it a lager. It's not it's not Pilsner in color or in taste. It's good. Okay, so mock forms. So initializing the Xamarin.Forms mocks, registering a bunch of mock pages and view models with the service. Cool. Content page mock. So a bunch of pages. So a couple of content pages with view models. Navigation page empty, navigation page reused, navigation page with stack, navigation page with stack no match. Cool. Master detail page empty, tab page empty. Okay, so I'm going to start by looking at, I want to see what's in this mock, the navigation page with stack. Dan agrees with me that writing tests requires beer. Yes, the Xamarin.Forms mocks, I'm familiar with it to some degree. I've never actually used it because I've never actually written tests against anything that wasn't view model related. So, but I did have some exposure to it just through some talks at the user group actually. Okay, so this is cool. So some things are pushed onto the navigation stack directly. So did it before NuGet was a thing? Okay. Dan, do we want to document some of that in a work item somewhere? Move Xamarin.Forms mocks over to using NuGet. Could set that up and deal with it later. I don't want to get thrown off by trying to do it as part of this, but okay, so navigation page. Let's take a look at this. Oh, that's Forms navigation page. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. It's a navigation page with some stuff. Okay, so Dan says yes to me creating a issue. I guess I could just do it from here. Where do you want me to put this, Dan? Bug report, feature request, question. Feature request. My idea. Move. Forms.mocks to package ref. So this is for the test projects. This is extreme working on this kind of resolution at this point. NA on the API changes, intended use case. Dan is suggesting that John gets involved, does some contributions. Yeah, do it, John. You should stream it too. These are tracking and updates to the Xamarin.Forms mocks. library. There. Okay, back to our issue here. Okay. So we've got a navigation page with stack. I'm going to enter this exit this presentation mode because it's driving me a little crazy. Cool. All right. What we have going on in here. Structure. Tab page. That looks promising. I mean, I love to hate on regions, but that sure is nice. That sure is nice. John says he can't stream because the dev world has enough horrible habits. We're all criminals here, John. Just writing code. The act of writing code is a crime. Okay, so I've got the whole tab page block here. Navigate from content page to tab page. Navigate from navigation page to tab page. Content page, tab page to content page. Starting to look close here. I would say this looks like a decent starting point here. Navigate from navigation page to tab page to content page. So this is going to produce the result that we saw, or that we would expect with a modal page. Content page being a modal. Same with this one. Selected tab. This is really what we're looking at. Selected tab, navigation page. So content page, if we actually look at content page. New content page. Interesting. Root page. Oh, so we come from a content page. And the root page. Interesting. Interesting. I'm going to try, I want to run this one first, I think. This is getting into this looks similar to our scenario, or the start of our scenario, our first step anyways. Tab page, current page, as navigation page mock. I am going to take a quick look. This is just the Xamarin.Forms content page. Selected tab, navigation page. So from the content page, we're navigating to tabbed page, selected tab, content page. And then it's checking. This is interesting. I want to see what we get down here. Let's debug. I don't think I have any breakpoints in the code, so we'll see where we end up. This music is ominous. Like I said, this is so, it's nice to have something in the background, but sometimes drives me a little crazy. Current page. So if we look at tabbed page, what do we have in here? Is this even going to give me anything? Children, this is five pages. Tab 1 mock, tab 2 mock, tab 3 mock, navigation page mock, 2 navigation page mocks. I see, so this tabbed page that we've registered actually has 5 tabs available. So one of these will be a content page that's wrapped with a navigation page. So we looked at this earlier. Why is this so slow? What I want to see is, what is this? Let's see. How's the volume of the music on the stream? Is it too loud, too quiet? Anybody have an opinion? Dan says the volume is perfect. Cool. I'll just turn down my headset a little bit. So the navigation page. Content page mock, current page. Yeah, I almost forgot where I was. Okay, so that has our content page. I see how this is working now. That's cool. All right, so pretty straightforward test. And we kind of know how this works, or anybody who's tuned into previous sessions knows how this is working because we walked through this scenario last couple of sessions. So I'm just gonna let that finish, and then I think what I'm going to do is create some red tests. I think I'm going to start. So Dan, just the selected tab scenario wrapped in like a page wrapped in a navigation page. Dan was asking what the scenario we had looked at before. So I'll show you what we had, just to bring it up to speed. Not there. Open visor. Why does it does not save my settings? Visor, man. I mean, it's great. At the same time, I'm irritated. Irritated by it at times. Okay, so these are my app links here. So which one was it? So if we create tabs, this item 2 here is very similar to, or items here. If I click this, it's launching the app. I'm going to select the tab. Pretty straightforward. And it's actually selecting the first tab. This is cold start. So yeah, it selects the first tab, which is the items page, just on the default Xamarin.Forms template. So that was it. We walked through the navigation service, watching how it did that, how it went through that process. And this is a navigation page here, so you can navigate to the items on the list. So cool. Okay, so we kind of understand how that works. Minimize that a little bit. Good stuff. Now, yeah, Dan says you walked through the navigation service, navigating, and you didn't need more beer. I was kind of familiar with it, so I told Dan I have a bit of a war story from a previous project where there was resistance to bringing in Prism, so I ended up borrowing concepts and code from the Prism navigation service, so I understood how it worked to a large degree because I had borrowed from it, which is why I think I was kind of eager to take this on, because I went, oh, I'm relatively familiar with the process, with the underlying work of the navigation service. Not intimately familiar, just like I've been through parts of it. So, and I always need more beer, that's just a given. So it doesn't, from my perspective, where we come from is not the key part, it's where we go. So there's a whole bunch of tests here that I'll probably end up duplicating, but yeah, with create tabs too. Okay, so I'm just going to start with that one that we had, that we debugged. So actually, I'm going to start with this one. Content page, to tab page, selected tab, to content page. Because this creates that second modal stack. So this is actually most similar to what we're going to do. All right, so navigate from content page to tab page. Tab page selected tab. So this one is actually to modal content page. So the first thing that we're going to have to do with all of this is refactor these tests to use modal explicitly. Dan, would you agree with that? So instead of these reading just to content page, it would be to modal content page. Start with that so it's very explicit. To modal content page, select tab, navigation page, select tab. Cool, I think I got all of them. It's a good start. Cool. To content page, I lost my spot. Okay, here we go. This is the one. I have to learn my bookmark shortcut keys. Let's use Control T. Command K, K. Good. Bookmarked. All right. So I'm going to change the, so Dan, this is the, Dan says, there's some crazy scenarios Brian was always afraid of, plus I had to teach him how web URIs actually work. The life of a mobile developer. You get sheltered from that stuff long enough and you kind of forget all about it. And I'll just pop back to my notes from last stream. I will attempt to pop back to my notes from last stream and find that the window is minimized. So it's really, the way I'm intending on doing it is using the pipe delimiter, similar to the way create tab works. So create tab, navigation page, pipe, items page, wraps items page, and a navigation page. So it's slightly different, I know, because we're not setting the current page of navigation page, but instead we're building out the stack. We're actually pushing a new page onto the stack, but using a pipe convention or a pipe delimiter here to show the intent that we're tacking on more pages onto the stack after items page, I think kind of makes sense. So that's what we're going to start with. So select a tab, tab 2. So tab 2, tab 2, was that a, I don't think that was a navigation page. So I think I actually want to start with content page there. Dan, you like URI encoding? Oh, yeah. I mean, we could go that route. Yeah. So URI encoding does make it easier. Decode the parameter and deal with it as a new stack. Right. So how would you pass that in? Would you say, so let's go to MeyerWeb. So Dan says it's in the comments on the issue. URI encode, right. So basically what we do is yeah, that makes sense. Because then we can just parse out that whole create tab node or section of the segment of the URI, that whole query parameter, URI decode it, check if there's a slash, and then at that point we know we have to start a new stack. Cool. So would you say yeah, I agree. It is more correct. So that's for create. For selected. Yeah, see, I was looking at selected, not create, but you're kind of assuming. So now I'm confused because create is using URL encoding and selected is not. Do you think they should both be the same? It's a parameter, so selected could be any one of them. not a path. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're selecting, I see. So your intent is, right. You can select any one of the views that we specified here. Remember, you can look at the tab, you can look at the root page of a navigation page or the current page of the navigation page. Right. I see. So, tab page, navigation page, view B, navigation page, push async view C, push async view D. So that sets up our page and stack. Right, can't look at the full stack of the navigation page. Tab page, children add, view A, add navigation page. Current page, navigation page. So that'll bring up our, oh, my back just got super itchy. Find something to scratch it with. Right, and then we put the current navigation page on. Can't look at the full stack of the navigation page, otherwise it makes sense to do select the tab equals navigation page, view A, view B. Not in the comment. If you didn't do the selected tab in that navigation, then view E would be a modal of the tab page. Yeah, I got that. So that slash, that's what I had forgotten before I reacquainted myself with it, and Brian chimed in. But like from what I saw, it wasn't even fully working. It was crashing. Yeah, anyways, doesn't matter. Okay, so then push, yeah, this is push modal, right? All right. Open to community feedback. Do believe that we're supporting navigation pages as tabs. Add some complexity in determining what the selected tab is. Do we still need to require? Do we need to still require whatever is specified here is registered for navigation? Throw an error if one or more tabs is the same. The exception in navigation page. Right. In the case where only one tab is a navigation page, we should evaluate the root and current page to see if there's a match. Right. Specifying the navigation page with multiple tabs as navigation pages should generate an exception. That makes sense. I think with select tab, you don't have to do that because it always looks the navigation service does pattern matching, checks if it's a navigation page, and then looks at the current page of the navigation page. So it's only a consideration when we're doing create tab. Selected tab is different. We never have to put navigation page in there. Only the current page, the name of the current page of that navigation page. So I think we're okay there. Having those issues addressed, we should next tackle the issue of navigating from the context of the current tab. If the current tab is a navigation page, we should push subsequent pages into that navigation page unless it's overridden with use modal navigation. Yeah. Okay. So I think the confusion is coming. The confusion is create tab versus selected. So I 100% ha. Yeah. So the create tab, I totally get what you're saying now, where if one's a parameter and one is not, right? So I get this. I don't even want to touch create tab yet until we get selected tab nailed. Oh, that's the proposed. So the corrected approach here, so the selected tab, and then actually providing our selected tab. Yeah, we never have a navigation page there. It would be our selected tab. So if it's already, yeah, that's kind of the interesting thing with this. Because if you, the challenge comes, so the actual scenario, this is what I should actually be documenting. I'm gonna put this in a new gist. Okay, so notes. Keep our old ones up. 2020, I think it's 2020. I don't know what year it is, what planet I'm on even anymore. Okay, so what we really want to do is, so I'm going to start with the actual C# code. So copy what you had written out there. Dan had written here. So the intent would be create a tab page, create a navigation page, view B, yeah, push C and D onto it. Let's even go simpler than that. Let's just go C. I'm gonna start there. Right, I think that's, yeah. So in order to get to the page, use page navigation registry.getTypeName to get the name of the type, and then check the tab against the type. And if it's navigation, I think this logic's already in there, Dan. So I'll show you what I saw You're probably looking at the code too, but if I go to page, so navigate internal. That's not what I want. I want tab. Tab page, select the tab. Yeah, so it's here. So it's actually looping through the tab's children, checking the child type against the selected tab type. So this is actually exactly what we'd expect if it's a navigation page. Get the type of the current page and compare that to selected tab type. So I think we're already good with that. That lines up. Yeah, this was already in here. I'm not sure why it's an else if. Oh, it's because of this child found flag. Just looking at current page here. All right, either way. Oh, look at root page. Right. Okay. I would think this condition makes a lot more sense to go outside this. Yeah. Do a little light refactoring while I'm in here. Actually, John, that's so John commented, loves how your stream is showing keyboard shortcuts as you use them. That is a Rider plugin called, which one is it? Key Promoter. Is it Key Promoter? Presentation Assistant? Yeah, Presentation Assistant. So yeah, I like that too. It's good. key promoter is actually super helpful too, because it'll show you which shortcuts you've used a lot of times, or which action you're doing with a mouse that you could learn a keyboard shortcut for. And it keeps stats and tells you how many times you've used various shortcuts. It's pretty good. Okay, back to this shit show here. Use some pattern matching magic here. Good stuff. Oh, Dan sent me a gist. Get type equals selected, or yeah. That is a better way of doing it, isn't it? This child found I thought was always kind of odd. Because once you've got it, you don't care. It is used down here. So we can still use that flag. Yeah. Sober code. Cool. Just gonna move that to the next line too. Good stuff. Thanks for that little snippet, Dan. So then I'm gonna still set our child found before we exit here. It's used down below. Actually, this is my scraps here. So it was used in this loop before, and then I was using it down here as well, which is fine. Got here. Nothing. All right. I wonder if we rerun those tests, what they're gonna do. So I think before we do that, how do we ignore an X unit again? Skip. Okay. So now I'm going to run these. Make sure nothing's broken. Yeah, this is the, so John, this is the key promoter here. So it's telling me that unit test has been pressed 4 times. Shows how much I've been testing lately. And then it offers me a suggestion here using Command 8. Because that's 8 there. Fixture cannot implicitly convert type bool to string. I can't remember the skip command. Cool, we're in the Stack Overflow zone. Come on. Oh, I just need a reason. Ha! Skip equals whip. Run selected unit tests. Now that it'll actually build. It's almost time for another. I don't know where they get off calling this a Pilsner though. Copper Pilsner. Why must you turn my office into a house of lies? It's just like, it's good. It's not a Pilsner. So you basically, so the microbreweries are awesome for delivery right now with COVID going on. You basically, oh, there's only one test that I'm running in here. Let's go all the way to the top. Run them all. Yeah, the microbreweries in my area are really good. They're getting these guys delivered like an hour after we place the order. My wife and I placed an order today. Rolled up to the door. An hour later. Okay, so we're good here. One ignored, 86 passed. So Dan, nice improvement. Cool. Okay, so that's setting our selected tab, which is cool. And then from there, this is my stubbed in code here. So we have our tab page, current page. So I think what I want to do there, well, let's write our test first. Got my comment in my keyboard. Cool, that's even better. All right, now, so we'll form a nice URI. So content page. So we know that the tab page already has some stuff in it. So I want to take a look at that quickly. Close some of the stuff. So tab page mock. If that type was a navigation page. So Dan says there's one thing it doesn't do that would probably be good to do. If the type, so the incoming type was a navigation page, and any other types, any other tabs are the same type, it should fail. Oh yeah, I guess, right? Right now it's just breaking. Here. really it should not break. So if child found, so if we already have a page, yeah. What kind of exception should I throw down? How about ambiguous? Path exception. The if child found wouldn't ever be evaluated. Sure it would, because I got rid of the break. So child found true is hit when we set our page, and then if we continue looping through and we find another match, then we go, okay, something's wrong. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't do that. Okay. So open to suggestions. In the meantime, I like paired programming with Dan. He just sends you, gists, and then you just copy paste. So I recommend. Okay, so we've got content page. Page mock, content page mock. So we'll go content page, and then we'll use page mock. What do we have in that? What do we have registered? Oh, second content page mock. Cool. We'll use that. Same gist, updated. Dan has sent me a new gist. Like I said, I recommend. Yeah. I was wondering if a lambda expression was the way to go there. Very nice. Yeah, me too. He likes writing less code. Okay, Dan. Okay, good there. That's pretty much this. You can dump this. Dan says he made me write the get type, which is true. And now I'm exhausted and I need more beer. I'm going to use ambiguous path exception, make it super explicit. Now, I don't know where the exceptions are in Prism. They're all in their specific areas, eh? Cool. Navigation exception. That's probably what we want. Just a new const here. Okay. Public const string. Oh. Ambiguous. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Yeah, then it's just easier, right? Okay, I am going to do that then. So we'll set up this ambiguous path. More than one matching. Tab. Child. Part. Selected. Tab. Yeah, I do like that. That's actually, so Dan's asking how I like the navigation exception with the different reasons in there. And yeah, I really like that. And I really like, I don't know if you're planning to change the behavior so it throws the exception again, like, so you don't have to look at the result. I know we had a conversation on this like back a few months ago, but I always liked it when it would just explicitly blow up when you're trying to navigate. It's time for another beer. First, I want to get this done. Okay, the selected tab, the requested. Ambiguous selected tab path. Oh man, I always catch exceptions everywhere. Anything that, so my experience with building apps using Xamarin.Forms means that anywhere you're doing anything that could be called from, that could be invoked from XAML, like back into your view model. So that's property getters and setters that are doing anything complex, commands, anything like that needs exception handling. So at least it doesn't hard crash your app. You can kind of recover. So for me, I've been like strict down that. Yeah, it's funny. That muted exception. Oh well. Now, so it's funny. Now I have a helper that automatically grabs everything. That grabs the result and checks and then just rethrows it. Ah, good times. The requested selected tab matches more than one. Child's page. I don't know, we can revisit this. So ambiguous selected tab is what I'm calling this, and I'm gonna do, oh man, yeah. So Dan is proposing adding iObservable navigation result to the navigation interface. Yeah, then you just handle it in a reactive manner. Okay, so now I'm going to create, let's create a type. We'll call this ambiguous path exception. Cool. Public, and so I assume you just want to specify, so we'll just go CTOR and base. Is that public const? Yes, it is. Navigation. Actually, I don't necessarily want that. I'm going to use... I don't know why I'm doing this stupid way. Just gonna leave that there for a second. Oh, inner exception. I see. What does that signature look like? I don't necessarily have a page to navigate to. Actually, I guess we could just pass this in. Pass the child. Dan's writing code for me again. New navigation exception, ambiguous path tab page. I'm just gonna copy this. Why not? This is me learning. Tab page. Ambiguous path exception, current path. Current path. where are you proposing I grab current path from, Dan? Select a tab type. Go with that. Because we don't have that. That's the whole reason why I'm doing these hacky things down here, right? Okay, so maybe that's where we start. So really, in order to get this done, we're going to need to refactor yeah, I was thinking that too. Select the tab type.name. But my other thought was I've got this, I stood up this hacky static URI because nothing in the stack has access to the original navigation URI. So if I actually look at where we set this, so I set it here. So within navigate internal, where the URI comes in, I set it because otherwise I'd have to pass it down the whole call stack, which has a couple different branches. None of it's set up to deal with that. Well, you know, I shouldn't say that. Navigation segments comes in here. I'm just going to quickly take a bit of a tangent here to go through this. So those segments come in. Navigation for tab page. Do navigate action, process navigation, create page from segment. Yeah, here's where it starts getting funky. So we only have a single segment from within here. If I go back to that, I'm just thinking about this call stack again. Select tab page. Select page tab. Process navigation for navigation page. So yeah, here. So process navigation doesn't have, oh, it does have the segments. Oh, okay. So really there's only two places, few places. Yeah, I was noticing the carousel page in there now with the new carousel view. Wouldn't that be a breaking change? Yeah. I am going to take a quick break and get a beer because I need one. I'll be right back. All right. New beer. This one's actually, this is my usual Otsukare-sama. Whew, up and down the stairs. This one is great. It looks so red on camera, I think because of my dumb face behind it. It's not red. It's like just your classic colored lager. It's a German Dortmunder. Super good. Yeah. Ooh, that's so good. Okay. Okay, so this is me trying to clean up my hack. So there's two usages of this. So if we start refactoring, so two usages of select page tab. I think both these have the segment, I think. Yeah, they have the whole queue of segments. So here I can ask for the segments, the queue of segments. Queue string. I think it's a queue string. I think. Uh-oh. Broken it. Segments, queue string. Yep. Segments. Good. And then we've got another call site for that. Same thing, pass in segments. Okay, good. So now select page tab has segments. Queue, the queue's the wrong thing, Dan? Why? Oh, right, because the queue, right, right. I'm operating on stale assumptions. So this was because of the way I was structuring the URL for my workaround. So I will change that. I will undo that. See, these are things that if you weren't here right now, Dan, I would, I'd be, you know, just that was wrong later on. Yeah, segments I don't care about. Yeah, the full create tab or the whole selected tab piece, right? So really we have that. It's the segment, the current segment that we're dealing with. So that's already, we should have that. I think. I think the best way to go about this is to debug it really quick. Just 3 unit tests would be good. So this is called from navigation for navigation page, which is what we want. I'll just make sure what we have in there is what we expect. What is broken? Right. check where the segment comes from. Actual segment with the query string, and the segment name would just be, yeah, just be tab page. Yeah, agreed. So yeah, I want to take a look. I've got that breakpoint in there. I'm going to run up to it and I'll run to it and see what the deal is, see where we land. So first thing I'm going to do here is, yeah. Okay. Debug that. I'll hit that breakpoint within page navigation service. What? Content page mock. Is this not a navigation page? Yeah, it's not. Okay. Oh, good. Tab page, current page as navigation page mock. What the hell? What the hell? Okay. Let's put a break there. Okay, let's try that again. I'll hit my break. Oh, ha. I'm skipping the test I'm trying to run. Ah, man. Okay. I just want to build this so it picks it back up. Okay. Okay, settle down, WPF. Oh, there's deep navigate methods here. Oh, that's coming from, I see. It's multiple hops. Okay, that's not really where I want to start, anyways. Okay, navigate from content page to tab page. Select the tab. I'm just gonna run this one. Okay, so Where's my call stack here? So configure tab page is my entry point. Which has a segment. The segment is tab page, select the tab content page. Right, so that segment is really what we need. So I'm just gonna modify this segment. So I'm pretty sure I broke a couple of call sites on this. Select page tab. Yeah, we have the segment there too. Or not? Is it only available in this scope? Whoops. Yeah. So, yeah, this select page tab this is used for process navigation for navigation page and for master detail page. So this is for deep linking, I'm pretty sure. So I think we have to just use our signature change refactoring, and we'll correct the calls ourselves. So we should have a couple of breaks here to do. So I'm just going to use next segment. Next segment. I think that's the only two call sites for that. So I think we're good. I think. Famous last words. So next thing to do. Just made a change, so let's run the tests again. I can turn on. I have to look at turning on continuous testing. Run them all. Yeah, I'm not gonna. The carousel page, I won't pay any attention to. Yeah, I don't even know how anybody would get by using carousel page nowadays. It would basically have to be, like, I don't know why you would, you basically wouldn't be able to, it wouldn't be a sane thing to continue using carousel page while upgrading all your other components. Because I know there's dependencies across between Prism and Xamarin.Forms. Even some of the third-party carousel views, I just recently went into a project and tore out all the third-party stuff. Just wasn't the quality of some of those plugins and components just aren't quite there, particularly when the platform's changing underneath their feet. And the maintainers aren't able to put in the time to keep them up to date. Okay, so all our tests are good. Which one is skipped? Oh. Oh, you know why? Yeah. Good times. So I started mucking with this without like should really, my certs are wrong. They don't line up with what I'm actually trying to do. Copy pasted the wrong test, basically, as a starting point. Cool, okay. So that'll get my certs back to where I want them. Current page, as soon as I go to second content page. Yeah, we'll get there. So this is now gonna pass. Just make sure. Oh yeah, it's not even running this. Because I've got this whole attribute commented out. Sometimes trying to get this stuff to, trying to figure out what stupid thing you've done to make your code not behave the way you want. Fun. Good. Still failed. What is going on? Oh, this is a different test. I didn't even pay attention. Let's deep navigate. So this test was passing, and then we broke it. Dan, we broke it. Navigation modal stack 0. Let's take a look at what's actually in there. Come on. Nothing. Huh? What? Well, we're not changing any behavior yet, right? Like the only thing we changed was that that loop, that sober Brian coded. Everything else has just been adding a param to a method signature. So modal stack. Root page is a content page. Okay. So it didn't navigate anywhere. It didn't do anything. Let's follow this. Okay. Step into, let's see. I have 19 minutes. 19 minutes before I'm done for today. Okay, so this is navigation page, content page. What the hell is this? The way the URL is coming through is... Did I put something in place there? Did I make this change? Yeah. I love it. Okay. So Dan, we didn't break shit. I broke it by fat fingering something. Cool. Let's run this again. Oh boy. Oh boy. Are we green? Everything's green. Good. Look at that. All I have to do is not randomly smash the keyboard and things go a lot better. Okay, so let's jump back to those notes real quick like. So I was firing up this gist, like let's call it the minimum viable implementation of this, is not using create tab, only using selected tab. So tab page is going to be set up to already have some pages in it. One of them is going to be a navigation page with view B and view C. Yeah, that's the thing. So this is essentially what I was aiming for. Distill it down a little bit. Actually, no, I can't do that. Okay, so this is essentially our selected tab equals view A. Or sorry, view B. And then this is selected tab equals view B. I'm going to do something like this, view B. I'm just going to steal Dan's suggestion here. So we don't need navigation page, but we're going to use the pipe view C. All right, so I think just gonna copy paste this. Into our test. So this is essentially our content page. Our tab page has tabs in it. Our content page. So we want to have content page. Oh no. How do I escape an interpolated string?
Dive into the ocean.
Double. Okay, so I was onto it. Oh, come on. Okay, content page, and then we'll do second content page. So we know this is going to fail. That's perfectly fine. We actually want it to fail. So current page. It's a navigation page. So the first thing we're going to want to do is check our navigation page. Nav page, whoops. Nav page dot. Navigation. Navigation stack. I think I'm just going to look at the count because really it should have. Actually, I want to look at a real life example for this. So let's save everything. Fire up Visual Studio. Actually launch the app, and then I want to inspect our navigation stack. Prism library. Oh, could not restore packages. Isn't that a great message to be greeted with? Launch. Just trying to think of where I actually want to look at that navigation stack. Because essentially what I want to do is I want to write a test. I want to look in reality when we execute this scenario. And this looks like well, shit, it's right here in our code. It's tab page, and then we're selecting our tab. Loading another one into the stack. Pushing another page onto the stack. So tab page, our selected tab is content page, and then we bring up within that content page tab. So Dan, I'm confused. That's why. Because we're using selected tab, right? I'm not paying any attention to create tab right now. I'm doing selected tab only. Thoughts? What am I missing? Do you think we should be using... Oh, that's too bad. So I'm confused on how you want this URL to be structured here. No, I do not want to update anything. Thank you very much, Visual Studio for Mac. So if I'm navigating to tab page, I'm selecting my content page tab. Right, okay. So within here, so within selected tab here, this is where things kind of get interesting because I want to, if this is part of my tab page, like it is in this example here. So in the unit test, the tab page mock has 4 tabs or 5 tabs. 5 tabs. So it has tab 1, tab 2, tab 3, a content page, and a regular page. So what I want to do is navigate to the content page. So have it select the content page tab, and then push another page onto the stack. The second content page gets pushed onto the stack. So very similar to what the app is doing. I think I actually just have it loaded on here. So if I went into my deep link over here and I go item 2. Oh, come on. Item 2. Oh, all right, I broke it last session. This is fine. So this is the POC code. Right, but okay, so the problem with that slash is it's already going to trying to interpret that as a modal, is it not? Like, doesn't the navigation service already handle that as a separate segment? Isn't that the delimiter for another segment? This is why I'm kind of confused, and this is why I think selected tab should use URI encoding as well. The same way as the proposal of created tab should. Right, as soon as you create a separate segment though, the already existing behavior, like Brian had specified up above here, that to automatically start, okay, can't simply change the way deep link navigation works when dealing with selected tab to automatically start the nesting process. Massive navigation behavior break, and that's because it's gonna, currently it's supposed to start a modal. Slack call. Okay, let's talk to Dan. Do I even have Skype on this machine? I do. Oh. Let's get Dan in on this. Okay, Dan, how can I reach you? Hit me on Slack. No. Ha. Ah. Okay. Fun we have. Just trying to get a Slack call going, or a Skype call. Bear with me, everybody. Ringing Dan. I'm gonna kill the music. Hey, how's it going? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, right. It's not creating a new stack. Is Brian on board with that? Because I think what he had said, well, the gist I got from what he had put in there was he wanted the he wanted the continued functionality. He didn't want anything to change with using the slash to delimit that page, even if it is a navigation page. Who cares? We're opening anything after that slash gets in thrown in a modal. Yeah. Right. Right. That is true. Okay, that was going to be my next question. So yeah. Okay, I understand what you're saying now. Now I understand. Yeah. No. Right. Yeah, I'm seeing it a lot. So the current project I'm shipping or just shipped use this uses deep links heavily, and we basically want to be able to access any page in the app just by throwing a URI at it and have it just work, right? So yeah, cool. It's good. Yeah, right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, well that clears it up. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for connecting this way. That's a lot easier than going back and forth with text. Yeah, yeah. All right. Thanks, Dan. See ya. Okay, that was helpful. Okay, and I'm at time. So we ended it, and I'm just gonna add some details here. So after talking to Dan, it was determined that we are going to change behavior if the select tab is a navigation page. Any subsequent pages requested in the URI will be loaded or will be pushed onto the existing stack within the selected tab. If developers wish to retain the existing modal functionality, they can use the use modal navigation equals true parameter parameter. Okay, I'll have to go back and clean up these notes. That's it for me tonight. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back again on Saturday. It's the 19th. So I'm just going to continue hacking away on Prism. I think I got a good grasp on how the tests are working. A little more in depth on the navigation service, which is good too. And we actually put something in place. So we actually made our first change, which is going to stick around, I think. So if I go to, what is that method called? Tab selection. Crap. Tab page select tab. Tab page select tab now takes this segment and all the call sites are fixed and working, and we know that's good. Dan helped me fix up this, the actual page selection logic, which is great. Oh, what does this tell me here? Oh, use count instead of where. Look at that, even less code. Cool. So we fixed that up. And next time we'll be able to start hacking away at actually getting those pages into the navigation stack. Thanks for joining. See you Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, and have a great night, everybody, and great rest of the week. See you later.